Today we're here at Heavenly Mountain Ski Resort. We already talked about the effects of blister rust on the environment. Now we're going to point out how it would ripple through the economy as well. Behind me is a dead whitebark tree. White pines make up the majority of our high elevation forests, as we see here at Heavenly Mountain Ski Resort. But the infection rates are so high, about 50%. That means that in about 10 to 20 years, half of this forest would be gone. There would be less trees to hold up the snow, and our ski season would be shorter. Our beloved tree skiing would be gone. And finally, nobody likes to look at dead trees. Less people would be drawn to the resort, and that would affect the economy of our small resort town of South Lake Tahoe. We want the ski industry and the recreation community to realize the severity of this issue. We hope they would take action now to restore the high elevation forests before it's too late.
So in Lake Tahoe, over the last 10 years, we've spent nearly $1 billion trying to reduce the amount of sediment that flow into the lake, and yet it'll be for naught if we don't get a handle on these high elevation forests that preserve the snowpack in the mountains. We need to spread out the time that the snow melts over, and by doing that, we reduce the stream velocities, have more water later into the summer, and we get the services that are so necessary out of our wetlands where they filter out the sediment. We want to keep Tahoe blue, but the only way to keep Tahoe blue is to keep our high elevation forests green. In the fall of '05, we got our first 100 sugar pines, got cones collected out of 100 sugar pines, got them transferred down to Camino to the Forest Service blister rust program. Then the following spring, the Forest Service takes the seeds out and plants them and actually grows what we call a family of sugar pine seedlings. Those seedlings grow up throughout the summer, and then the Forest Service, they also grow some of the spores from the rust. They infect those seedlings with the spores from this rust, and then they come back a couple of months later. If the seedlings are alive, something good's happening in the tree. Some trees have a resistance to it. Don't know why. The fungus is originally from Eurasia, but some of our trees have just a natural resistance to it. And we want to find trees that have that resistance so that we can plant seedlings from those trees and restore these trees back into the ecosystem. So, not unlike the Washoe, we're out here for pine nuts. We're just not going to eat them, we're going to grow seedlings out of them. So now, along with trying to find trees that are resistant, now we've had to expand out. We're at the point where we're actually starting to do our restoration work. And we're finally going to start planting genetically resistant sugar pines out in the environment, which has always been the goal. June 24th, 2007, we had the Angora fire in South Lake Tahoe. 3,100 acres of forest land were devastated, burned to a crisp. 254 homes were destroyed. Our seedlings are now going to go into that environment, and we're going to be planting sugar pines back into an area that didn't have any sugar pine. It had been logged off in the Comstock era in the late 1800s. No more sugar pine existed in that area, and as the forest develops again, and over the next 40, 50, 100 years, people will have sugar pines to enjoy out there, and they'll be able to survive in the face of this non-native invasive disease that's destroying white pine ecosystems. So it's pretty interesting. It won't be me that enjoys them, and it probably won't be my daughter, but my daughter's daughter will be able to go out there and enjoy a forest that does have sugar pine in it. We enjoy our open lands. Recreation has become a prime use of national forest lands. People out hiking, families out picnicking, and it's right and it's good. But it also means we have a responsibility to support the open lands that we value so much. The Sugar Pine Foundation was formed to do just exactly that. We're a grassroots organization, members of a community who join together to preserve these trees on the landscape. But we need support from people like you. Consider giving us a financial contribution so we can continue to do our work.
Something you can do directly is actually consider planting a seedling in your own yard. You can buy a seedling by going to our website at sugarpinefoundation.org. And then every September, if you'd like to see our work up close and personal, come out with us when we're doing our seed collections, and you can be a part of the next generation of sugar pines that'll be planted out into the environment. So, with that, let's go climb a tree.